Hi, good morning. Today I want to talk about, do SME really get penalized for PDPA violation? As a business owner, I have the opportunity to speak with other owners of SME, and they often ask me, do SME really get penalized for PDPA violations? Or is it just the big companies who are being penalized for those violations? So I've decided to make this video to show you how can SME get penalized, and yes, what do they get penalized for? So let's find out. Hi everyone, my name is Andy. I'm the General Manager and Lead Consultant of Privacy Age, and I've been a consultant for a number of years now. I specialize in the area of digital transformation as well as PDPA certification for our clients. So before we get into the details, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more information on digital security training for business owners. So with that, let's start doing it. So who exactly is PDPA for? PDPA stands for Personal Data Protection Act, and it applies to all companies in Singapore. Whether you are big or you are small, you have to be complying with PDPA if you are collecting the personal data of your clients. So according to the PDPA website, it is now mandatory for every business to have at least one data protection officer. And in order to be compliant with PDPA, companies have to adopt and provide provision for the 11 obligations under the Personal Data Protection Act, so that you can help to safeguard the personal data that you collect from your clients. And the main question is, do SME really get penalized for PDPA violation? So let us take a look at the history of what types of companies that have been penalized in the past. So let us go to the PDPC website, and under the past penalty, you can see what has PDPA penalized various companies on. So let us look at the first company. The first company, it's AGC Design. They are being penalized for $5,000 for failing to appoint a data protection officer, and at the same time they do not have a written policy and practice necessary for the compliance of PDPA. So these speak of the importance for us to look at what we need to do in order to be compliant to PDPA. So I would suggest for all companies to start appointing a data protection officer. It is not just by appointment by name, but there must be a formal appointment in terms of the responsibility of this officer. Secondly, you should start to develop policies, practices, and SOP to show that you have a way, a method of handling the personal data of the client that you collect. Next, we look at another company. It's the name of the company is called Seriously Keto. You can see that the company has been penalized for $8,000, and the reason for doing that is they failed to put in place reasonable security arrangement to protect the personal data that they store in their server. So the question is, do you have in place any security arrangement right now to protect your personal data? If not, then you should really be starting to look at how you can do that, and do contact us if you need any assistance on how you can start developing the policies, the SOP, as well as certain cybersecurity solutions that you can implement to protect the personal data of your clients. From the PDPC website, you can see that both big and small companies are affected by this PDPA. However, bigger companies like multinational or local bigger companies have more resources to deal with PDPA requirement and therefore able to implement them successfully to protect their clients' personal data. Small and medium prices companies have a lot more challenges that they face. They may lack the know-how, or they may lack the resources to implement the requirements of PDPA. So therefore, we urge you to consider looking at outsourcing the role of a DPO, Data Protection Officer, to an appropriate organization with the know-how and the expertise to help you manage this part of PDPA. The fact remains that every business has to be compliant with the Data Protection Act, or you will risk your business facing a penalty as well as a risk to your company reputation. So in order to avoid this, we urge you to book a session with us and let us help you to save the company from getting penalized by outsourcing your data protection needs to us. Link at the top of the description so that you can get in touch.